Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the English class. I am Roslyn, your English teacher. Today, we will be discussing the poem After the Boom, written by Jerry D. Max. Now, what do you mean by boom? Boom means a deep and a loud, hollow sound, but here in this poem, it suggests death. Let us move on to the poem. A sleepless father head on a folded pillow. Hears the murmuring of water from the tap, like the voices of the spirits flowing down generations old pipes. His 13-year-old daughter opens the water faucet more to release the pressure of the elemental weight. Sleepless means greatly worried, uneasy, or not able to sleep. Faucet, it means tap. Elemental, showing strong power of nature. Now, the poem. The poem is told from the father's point of view. The water from the tap is compared with the voices of spirits which keep flowing down generation. The daughter opens the water faucet more to release the pressure. The water stops and she shuffles back to bed, school in the morning and all. What keeps her mind occupied as she sleeps under the covers to fall? Where, to what dreams? Does she really have a notion of a far future over half a remembered life way away? Shuffle, it means to move with a dragging gait, occupied, engaged, notion, belief, or idea. Passion, persuade. Okay, here the poet is trying to describe about the girl. The girl is expected to have the notion of a future. The father wants to show her all the paths of possibility, knowing he can't tell her what to do, but only guide her to her passion. He is watched her concentrated over pads, drawing and sketching the world outside, and inside her mind, but wonders if it's a childhood hobby to fall away like dolls, or can it be something? Passion here means to persuade, to animate, to make life a vibrant, continental, natural. Here, the sleepless father wonders what his daughter will do as he sees her all the while drawing and sketching the objects of the outside world. He thinks that she is not at all serious about her career, worrying about her career. He thinks that he should show her all the paths of possibility. The father watches her all the time. All the time, the father watches her working over pads, drawing and sketching the world outside. And she is collecting the same impressions even inside her mind. The father is greatly worried about this and therefore wants to protect her against the insecurities that she is going to encounter because of the shifts of life in future. To animate a life, he searches her for what he is not even sure. He wants to protect her from life's continental shifts that rupture plans and future, but knows he can only show. Continental, already I told you it is natural. Rupture means to explode, break, or tear. Her, how to be filled with a curious life to cherish wonder. What did his parents see in him? Go to college. But the subtle words of his father, who said, "No one helped me and never left the dirty mines, the rock crossing factories of the dull labor." The father wants to guide her to the passion that she is following. He wants to show her all the possible ways to make her future. The girl is walking seriously over paths, drawing and sketching the outside world. She is simultaneously collecting those impressions on her mind as well. Life keeps on changing. It is never the same all the time. Hence, the shifts of the rupture plans and futures of the daughter. The father was a laborer in the rock crossing factories. He could not manage all his life leaving the dirty mines. The sleepless father tries to remember 13 and what he knew and pretended to know. In his dark bed, he recalls the desires of the boy on the age between kid and 10, sailing for distance. The father remembers his childhood when he was 13. He recalls his desires as a boy when he was between the period of a kid and teen. Ride the rocket higher toward the void and break the sound barrier, and after the boom, escape the tides of gravity, the blue earth. This story and all his parents' expectations of him, and sleep in weightless nights. Subtle means small but important. Void, emptiness, barrier, obstacle, boom, a deep and a loud hollow sound. Here it suggests death, gravity, attracting force. The desires of a teenager could be to fly in the space high above in the sky, away from the earth, where he has not to worry about his parents' expectations of him. Word meanings: sleepless, greatly worried, uneasy, not able to sleep. Faucet, tap, notion, belief or idea. Rupture, explode, break or tear. Subtle, small but important. Void, emptiness. Barrier, obstacle. Boom, a deep and a hollow sound. It suggests death in the poem. Now once again let me explain the poem. The poem After the Boom by Jerry D. Matz II belongs to the category of modern poetry. It tells about the worry of a father for his teenage daughter. The father is on the deathbed and is restless, thinking about his daughter's career or future. The father wants to show her all the paths of possibility, knowing he can't tell her what to do, but only guide her to her passion. All the time, the father watches her working over pads drawing and sketching the world outside. And she is collecting the same impressions even inside her mind. The father is greatly worried about this and therefore wants to protect her against the insecurities that she is going to encounter because of the shifts of life in future. He wants to see her life filled with peace and happiness. While thinking about her future, he slips into his own past. He recalls how he grew up in his life working in he recalls how he grew up in his life working as a laborer in rock crossing factories as nobody was there to help him out. He also recalls when he was 13, dreaming about flying high in a rocket, leaving every tension behind. He wants to rejoice where there is no force to pull to bring him back away from the blue earth worries and from expectations of his parents. He would find peaceful life completely lacking all the tensions of the world. Now, the deeper meaning. If we derive the deeper meaning of the poem, we can conclude that a father on his deathbed is greatly worried about his daughter's future, about his career, and feels helpless helping her out. In the last stanza, he seems losing hold on his life. He is near death and perceives his life coming to an end. His soul moving off towards the void, breaking the sound barrier, leaving beneath the blue earth beyond the force of gravity. He would leave behind all his worries and his parents' expectations of him, and sleep means die in weightless means tensionless nights. I hope all of you must have understood this poem. Now, the assignments. Answer the following questions. Write a paragraph giving your own interpretation of this poem. What does the father want to do for his daughter? What is the boom who dreamed of weightless nights? Kindly complete all the question answers in your English classwork notebook. Thank you.